Send Terry Crowley to the bleachers, and Conrad will move on to face Douglas Yu.
And that would be another of the top seeded players being bounced if Crowley should lose this. Got one more. Yes, he does.
Wow. Oh my, what a huge break that is, tripping the two forward. Not great out of his hand. It's getting close. It just pushes down the lane, and oh my, trip two-pin forward for 3 in a row. One more strike. Conrad Merker will shut out Terry Crowley.
Will it end here? No, it won't.
He needs to spare this for 178. Terry Crowley can throw all 3 in the 10th for 179. We got another barn burner coming down to the 10th frame, huh, boss?
That's right. Got it. So Conrad Merker of Brantford, Ontario, bowls a 178. And now it's up to Terry Crowley of St. Catharines. The machine operator from General Motors needs them all. Starting right now, crosses over and will not, and he is done. Terry Crowley will leave the 5, and it'll mean that Conrad Merker will move on, and he will play Douglas Yu. And so we see another of the top seeds. We've already lost 1, 2, and 3, and now 6. Terry Crowley will go and join them.
The top seeds are going down faster than a keg at a frat party in this event, and I don't have an explanation as to why.
It's, well, maybe again it comes back to what you said about the oil pattern, about the type of bowlers we're seeing here, type of balls that they throw here, just not conducive. What surprises me is that the bowlers who throw the hook haven't been able to adjust to it. Haven't
found a way to get it done.
Yeah.
And there's just comes a point in time when there's just not enough adjustments to be made, because you physically just can't overcome the change that you need to get your ball to the 1-3.
Terry Crowley with a 168. Conrad Merker with a 178. And so he will advance and now play Douglas Yu for the 3rd rung on our championship ladder.
Hello, Canada. Randy Peterson here, a 13-time winner on the Professional Bowlers Tour. Today I'm going to talk to you about this difficult oil pattern that our players have been trying to figure out throughout this competition. Now, if it was me, let me show you how I would play it. But keep in mind just how critical the break point is at about 42 feet down the lane. A little bit right of that break point for me, the ball's never getting back to the pocket. If I get too far to the inside, there's not enough oil to hold the ball on line. So it's critical that I'm precise not only with my speed, but direction and release. Now that was just a fraction right of my target down the lane, and you can see that that ball had no chance to get back to the pocket. All right, it was close, all right? But that just shows you how critical this oil pattern is. The players have to be very precise to string strikes in this competition.
We have 2 qualifiers. One of these 2 gentlemen will be our 3rd here in the TSN Classic Bowl Championship. Will it be Brantford, Ontario's Conrad Merker or Markham, Ontario's Douglas Yu, seeded 11th and 14th respectively? Douglas Yu with 3 strikes. His nickname is Fish because in Chinese, Yu means fish, and he's hooked a 3-bagger to start off against Conrad Merker with a spare and 2 strikes. A little off balance, and just as soon as I say that, of course, his net gets a hole.
Man, I love the way you're playing off that that fish thing. That's great. Well, he'd really like to reel in this one.
He would.
He'd like this one back.
Oh dear. He'd like to throw that back, actually, is what he would. And he'll get 2. But a great start with 3 in a row for this qualifier. Remember now, Douglas Yu got into this round of 16 by being one of the top non-winning scores, the top 4 non-winning scores from the previous round. So he's here, and he knows that either himself or Conrad Merker will be our 3rd qualifier for the championship ladder. And that's 3 in a row. The turkey now for Conrad Merker. Hard to believe it's the same guy that we just saw put up a 178 against Crowley.
Yeah, well, he finished strong in that game, though, and put the pressure back on Crowley. Right now, he's got 9 spare 3-bagger. Looks really good, but this is where the players seem to be losing it. Because of the carry down of the oil, the lane's changing. They don't anticipate and move soon enough. Let's see if he can keep this ball in the pocket. No. And that had nothing to do with the oil pattern or the lanes. That had to do with him pulling it. But at least he left himself a reasonably easy spare, the 610. You throw the straight ball at it, cover both pins with the bowling ball.
Should point out as well, the winner of this match will become our 3rd qualifier for the ladder. We'll have another qualifier next week, but we need a 5th player, of course, to fill out the 5-person ladder. That will come, that 5th seed will come from the highest non-winning score. And right now that belongs to Robert Brace, who in week 1 lost and hole to 211. Nice bounce back here for Douglas Yu, 2 in a row after the open in 4.
Yes, sir. Now it's a 6-pin match. See if Conrad Merker can get back on the strike train.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Hey, Vic, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get Conrad some coffee to go with that sweet roll. That was beautiful.
Oh, dear. Yeah. You're a piece of work, I tell you. Got another one? Yes, he does.
I want you to watch the pin action, specifically the 6-pin, second to the right. See how it goes to the sidewall and then just tomahawks the 10 out?
Yeah.
Man, that's when you know your bowling ball's got the right stuff on it and it's entering the 1-3 pocket the right way.
Douglas Yu looking for 3 in a row. Oh, good trip. Late trip, but a good one.
Well, that looked like a much better shot than that. He almost left a 7-9 split. Tripped the 7 late.
Talking to himself, a little Cantonese. Good cover. Conrad Merker with a couple of strikes up.
17 pin differential in favor of Conrad. He's working on a double. Douglas Yu working on 9 spare.
That was an interesting splash.
A little light in the pocket, but he got the nice mixer.
Wow, did he ever.
He can now finish the game by striking out in the 9th and 10th and shooting .241.
Watch, for me, it's the pins on the right side and how everything suddenly just moves left. I mean, everything, the ball, everything's going right, and then it comes back left.
Yeah, well, basically, Vic, they were slap silly, so they didn't really know which way to fall.
Which way to go?
Yeah.
That was strange.
And, you know, again, this is what we've been talking about throughout the competition. A guy gets a lead, he gets a nice lead, he's working on a double, comes back with a kind of a marginal shot. This time it doesn't cost Conrad. He leaves only the 610. A spare here, he'll be at 226. Douglas Yu currently 211. Look out.
Oh, my. Goodness gracious. To play so well, to have such consistency through 7, including 5 strikes, and to throw an open an 8 and just a wide open miss.
Lack of concentration. This match is now just a 3-pin match in favor of Conrad. All right, man, shake it off, dust yourself off, pick yourself up, start throwing strikes again. Oh, what a great shot. You throw a great shot like that, you know, a nice comeback after an open frame, and then you kind of have that face, you know, that I just chewed on a wasp face. You know, that look.
I did have a bee fly in my mouth once when I was a kid, but that's something else. Gets a spare after the open. But this opens it now for Douglas Yu, who has a strike up in 8.
Whoa.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow.
Remember, back in the 4th frame, he did leave the big 4. It was on the left lane. Right here, this ball looks pretty good until it gets right about, well, pretty much in front of the head pin, almost leaving the big 4 again.
Manages to cover.
3-pin match, coming down to the 10th frame. 174 working on a spare for Conrad Merker. 171 Douglas Yu. Who is going to perform in the 10th frame? Who is going to be able to get their body to perform under this kind of pressure and make the shots necessary to strike out?
And knowing a spot on the ladder and the championship final is open for them. Douglas Yu, who has won on the Southern Ontario Tour, has won in Vancouver this past summer, won a Chinese